everybody. Welcome to today's episode of Rise Up, Voices from the Frontline. And today we're going to do something very different than you guys are used to. Today is a call to action. Today, we want to talk about an ever-pressing and ever-present problem in our communities, all of our communities, no matter where you guys are listening to me from, nationally, internationally, it doesn't matter. This problem is present everywhere. So today we're going to talk about human trafficking and what we're doing at Battle to Be to fight it. So this is very different than the podcast format that you're used to. Usually I want to bring guests forward and I want to talk about what options are available for you to get help and to become the happiest and most productive and most amazing frontline first responder that you can possibly be. But today I'm talking to all of you, responders, families, and general members of the community that have nothing to do with the military or first responder lifestyle at all. Because today I'm going to give you guys all an opportunity to make a difference, to actually impact the lives of others in really important ways. So many of you guys know that Battle to Be is the 501c3 nonprofit organization that I work with that serves the country and community by filling the gaps in between our frontline personnel and the communities that they serve. So we do crisis response, we do safety, education, and we respond in all different kinds of ways to the needs of our responders and our communities. And as an organization, and as me personally, we have been asked to participate in a multi-organizational human trafficking victim recovery task force. So what that means is a whole bunch of different organizations get together, get involved in collecting intel, locating, rescuing, and then providing mental wellness and physical wellness recovery services to victims of human trafficking. And this is something that's near and dear to my heart. If you have read the story of how Battle to Be became what it is today, if you've read my personal trauma recovery story, then you probably already know. But for those of you that don't, one of the first things that I did after getting out of school with my forensics and criminal justice degrees was work with a human trafficking task force. And I've always been behind a computer. I've always done the investigative work. But now that I have the degree, my master's in trauma psychology, and I've been so active over the past 20 years in crisis response, I have been asked to go out with the jump team to be the first person that our recovered victims, survivors, have access to help them begin their recovery, to help them feel safe and secure in all of the craziness that they're going to be experiencing over the next few hours, few days, few years. So in order for Battle to Be and myself to participate in this ongoing program, we are expected, it looks like we'll be heading out for 1 week per month to do this work with these organizations. And right now I have to keep it kind of I have to keep things very quiet because of course we don't want to be saying where we're going and what we're doing exactly. But I will share with you everything that I possibly can as we progress through this process. I will be bringing some video back, very carefully edited, of course, that doesn't show our location, that doesn't give away anything that is going to be dangerous to my team or myself. But we will be sharing with you some of the realities of human trafficking that a lot of people are afraid to show you. So we are beginning this journey in just a few short weeks. So what we're asking from you guys is because this is a huge new area for Battle to Be, and we did not allocate any funding for this particular project. we are asking you guys to show us now how important our programs are to you. So this is the first time that I'm actually going to use this platform to reach out to you and ask you to donate. I'm actually going to ask you to dig deep, to show us that what we're doing matters, to make a difference in the way that you can make a difference in this moment. And it's really important because human trafficking is literally everywhere and it's affecting everyone. You might not even know this, but in your neighborhood and in your community, there are children, young women, young men who are experiencing being trafficked, who have been bought and sold, who are not in safe and comfortable environments. And a lot of you probably only know of trafficking for sexual purposes, but human trafficking can happen in a lot of different ways. And the outcomes, none of them are good. Human trafficking can be for labor, it can be for organs, it can be for torture. Human trafficking can be for sexual purposes, as you all are probably relatively familiar with, but it also can be for service. Maids, nail techs, massage therapists, all of these different kinds of industries often make use of trafficked individuals who have had their freedom, have had their identities, their ability to make choices for themselves stolen. So I know it's a topic that nobody likes to talk about, but it could be in your neighborhood. You could know someone. You probably do know someone who is involved in this prolific problem. So help us make a difference. Help us bring these victims home. Help us solve this problem. And our involvement in this solution, and we are always involved in solutions. We don't want to just talk about problems. Battle to Be is about taking action, getting our boots on the ground, getting down into the dirt, and making true impact where it matters in the lives of people at our end users. We want to stop all of these multi-billion-dollar organizations that do nothing but talk about problems and are doing nothing to contribute to solutions. We want to show you that there's a different way to do nonprofit. So everything that we do has extraordinary impact on the lives that we touch. So if you know us, if you have been following us for a while, you already know some of our amazing outcomes, some of the lives that we have literally saved, the marriages that we have literally saved, the families that we've touched. And the work that we do is always 100% human, 100% real people in the real world, getting into whatever it is that needs to be done, no matter how uncomfortable that may be. And I know that a lot of you don't want to know about this particular problem. You don't want to think about it being that close to your home. You don't want to think about your children being vulnerable to it. But I really want to tell you that we are all vulnerable to it. And these small actions that we're taking, our actions in particular in this instance, are this team has just in the past few weeks saved lives. 3 lives just the week before last were brought out of human trafficking. So there is a direct impact that your donation right now will be making. We are not being paid to do these services, so we need to make sure that we'll be traveling away from home. We will be spending 1 week per month on this task force doing this work. So we need to make sure that we have the ability to meet our travel expenses. We have to be able to meet shelter. We have to be able to meet food, and we have to be able to provide the recovery services that these survivors need as we remove them from these trafficking situations and as we deliver them to the proper uh, resources that will be able to take care of them long term. We are an interim organization. We take care of immediate needs, and then we work tightly connected with other organizations to ensure the long term success. We do provide long term mental wellness resources. Some of our people have been with us for 2 years even, and are still working with our coaches and our consultants. So those resources do not come free. We do have expenses that we need to meet, and we need you to make sure that we are able to do this. We want to participate every single month, every single time, so that as these people are pulled out of the situation, they first face they see is not an armed military person, is not a weapon, is not someone who is even more scary to them than the person that has been trafficking them. So we want to be sure that we provide them with skilled, safe personnel that can actually connect with them and help them in this transition period that can be very scary and very uncomfortable. And let me just tell you that the media doesn't give you the picture, that you do not know what's happening out there, that you do not know these stories of these people. And it's not my story to tell, but, and it would be shocking to you if we told these stories. Every time that a victim's story is told, it's brushed over in ways that make the public more comfortable. When we talk about a 12-year-old that's recovered, that's been trafficked since she was 6 years old. And we don't tell you what that experience was for her. We don't tell you what happened to her at 6 years old, because those things are implied and we leave it to your imagination. But your imagination couldn't touch the suffering that that child has gone through. And we protect you by not telling you. But if just hearing about that little girl's story is too much for you, just imagine what being in that 12-year-old's body and having that life experience that you have to carry with you for the rest of your life. Just imagine what that would be like. So I'm not going to try to persuade you that this is important by telling you a bunch of gory details. All I'm going to say is think about that little girl, imagine those experiences. And I'm going to tell you that you can actually stop that you can actually save a life. Your generosity can help us touch individual lives on a weekly basis. And every life is invaluable. We can't put a number on a child's life. So I've never asked this of you before, but I'm going to ask this of you today. We need to get our fund built up to do these services, and we need to do it quickly. So if you have ever considered donating to Battle to Be, I want you to do it today. And if you're already a donor, I thank you. We can't do this amazing work that we do all the time, each and every day, for our military veterans and first responders and for their families and for the communities that they serve. We can't do what we do without you. And we are halfway through our third year, and we have seen the impact that we're able to create grow exponentially. And we can't do that without you. We are your voice. We are your action. We are your tool to create impact in the world that actually matters, that actually saves lives, that actually brings families and communities together, and just doesn't talk about problems. We solve them. So again, if you've ever thought of donating to Battle to Be, do that right now at BATTLE, the number 2, BE.org. We can't do this without you. We need you to show us that this matters, show us that you want us to do this, and help us make sure that we can get there. Every 3 weeks, we're going to be going on one of these missions, and we have an estimated expense of approximately $3,000 for each of these missions. So, and that's very, very low. But our people are very resourceful, and we don't use hotels very often. We tend to rough it as much as we possibly can to keep our resources and our expenditures at the bare minimum. So, no, we will be showing you what we're up to. We will be accountable to you. We will give you reports on our rescue missions and the results of those missions and the amazing contacts that we're also making while we're working with this team. I myself will actually be working to provide critical incident debriefing and trauma resources for our military and our first responders that are also working on the team. So I'll be doing double duty. I will be working for our victims, our survivors, and I will also be supporting the jump team on their experiences and the things that they see and the things that they hear out there in the field, and with our border patrol, with our military, our everybody who's involved will have access to trauma debriefings. So I just want you guys to know that we always say that we're not afraid to go into the dark places and that we will do the work that no one else wants to do because it needs to be done. That's what this is about, because it needs to be done. We are going to be there, and we are going to do this work, and we are going to join other extraordinary people who are willing to do this work. But again, it takes years of training. This is not something that everybody can just jump in and do. But there are a lot of things that you can do. So please donate now. Please support us. Please like, share, and follow our Facebook pages. We want to keep you guys really informed of what's happening as we grow, as we impact, as we provide new resources. We have an app coming out that will be free for our military and first responders. We have multiple other apps for some of our other programs coming out as well in the near future, and we will provide all of that to you guys for free. We do have some resources that do have donation-based fees to them, or sliding scales, so that everyone can afford it. Everyone has mental health resources, and it's very important to us that we're standing beside you. So stand beside us and help us make this happen. Please reach out, connect with me. Let's have a conversation. If you want to know more about what we're doing, if you want to know more about any of our programs, if you are a military or first responder family who wants our Ferryman Project to honor and memorialize your fallen loved one, please reach out to me. If you are a community member who would like a speaker to come and share some safety education around bullying, suicide, active shooter, domestic violence, child abuse, any of these community safety issues, we can do that for you. If you would like us to be present at an event with our Memorial Jeep, we would love to do that for you. We offer numerous services that bring our military and our first responder families together with the communities that they serve. We strive to humanize the uniform. We strive to create educated communities for effective crisis response that serves both our military and our first responders and those communities, because the more you know, the safer you can be, and the easier your first responders will have it when it is a time of crisis, because you'll understand their role and their job and their focus, and you will know the steps to stay out of their way and to help them to be as effective as possible while you're keeping yourself and your family as safe as possible. So all of these things that we do because they need to be done. We are a stopgap organization, and anytime that we see those gaps, we jump into them with both feet, and we are not afraid to do the hard work, to do the hard things. So please donate now. battle2b.org. Message me if you want more information. I am happy to have a conversation with you. If you have a story to share and you would like to be on our podcast and you know our normal format is an interview style format, please let me know. If you would like to be a sponsor for our podcast or for our mission, that is also possible. Please let me know. We'll come up with a marketing package for you that is a mutually beneficial relationship so that you're getting more from the relationship than we are asking. I cannot wait to provide you with value. I cannot wait to show you the amazing work that we're doing, but we need you to make this happen. So step up now so we can make a difference together.